What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Real Cowboys fans, stand up. And yo, today it's day 2 of OTAs. And we had to do something big, man. Had to do something big. And these guys, man, to be honest with you, they not guests on the channel, man. These are my brothers. These are people who I talk to for 2 and 3 hours, pretty much damn near daily, right? And we always say, why have we never done a show together? We don't know, right? So I had to call my bros in and bring them on so we can break down this OTAs. So Cowboys Nation, I'd like to welcome my guy CFT and DMV Fanatic. What's going on, fam?
What's good, man? What's
What's up, man?
Good, man. Hey, good. Like I said, this ain't new, man. We talk. And funny thing, like we were talking this morning, getting the show set up, and then Ron called me probably around like 3 o'clock. We was like, "Yo, we got to stop right now because if we keep talking, we gonna do a live show and burn out our energy before the show tonight, man." But
every time.
yeah, man. So let me, Ron, I'm gonna start with you, man. How you feeling, man? You know what I'm saying? We wrapped up the draft. We brought in some free agents and Cooks and also Stephon Gilmore. At this point of May 25th, how you feeling about the Cowboys thus far?
Hey, man, look, I feel phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Because you know me, I'm the self-professed stirrer of the Kool-Aid. You know, I know everybody don't like the excitement I have over things, but I just choose to look at things glass half full instead of half empty.
Right.
But on a
which is a life lesson.
Yeah. Hey, look, man, you don't always gotta look at the pessimistic side. Trust me. But on a real note, man, we got a lot of things to be excited about, even before the unknowns.
Mm-hmm.
Just some of the things that just are going to work just by sheer the pieces fit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Bringing in Cooks, the pieces just fit. The style of player, what he's going to bring to the offense, the type of things he's going to make the defense adjust to. That just fits.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Stephon Gilmore is a perfect fit.
Mm-hmm.
He's what we all wish we had on that other side sometimes when the game's on the line and they just like, well, just chuck it up to the other side.
Right,
like,
just go Anthony Brown.
And that's before we get to any of the other additions, some of the people we brought back that make this thing work.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that our defense has been together for 3 years now, majority of it, the core of it, you know, and not to talk too many points into it. It's just I'm excited that, you know, even with the draft, we went in with a point of view to add to and make our team better and not just grab anybody. It's kind of like it's coming together like I want to see, and it's exciting to see the players put on helmets. I know it ain't pads and everything,
right,
but just see them moving around. It definitely gets you a little excited.
Yeah, and just that feeling of football, right? Like, so this is my girl Aisha Morrison. She was out there and she posted some pictures. Like, just to see our team back in some type of action, it feels good. But DMV, I gotta talk to you, bro, because you was out here in the draft in Kansas City after we went through, and you gotta look warm. I had to kind of talk you off the edge, bro. So how are you feeling when it comes to the Cowboys as of right now?
Bro, I feel excellent right now. Since I got back in the lab, really, you know, got a chance to really just digest some film, really just looking at the pieces. Because when you're going into the draft, one thing that we all kind of forgot until the draft was over was that Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cooks, like Rome just said,
right,
they were part of that draft.
Right.
So they everything else that we had were just add-ons. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So we might have been looking for a receiver, but guess what? We already had that receiver. Or we might have been looking for that cornerback,
Mm-hmm.
like people were hoping that we get you know what I'm saying, a Porter Jr. We
Mm-hmm.
already had that cornerback.
Yeah.
Right.
So Dallas already went into that knowing that, and they were able to just add on to that. And I feel really, really good about where this team is headed. I feel good about the pieces that they put on this defense, as Rome said. And, you know, we haven't even really dove into the offensive side of the ball yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure we will, you know, after some of this OTA stuff today.
Yeah,
So
and
I'm excited.
There you go, man. That's the DMV I know, man.
Before y'all go forward,
Yeah, go ahead.
we do this at the end, man. I just want to say this when everybody tapped in. My brother's been cooking lately, man. Tuck, DMV, y'all been cooking lately. You know what I'm saying?
You've been cooking too, man. Don't slight yourself. Don't slight yourself, bro. You be cooking too.
Nah, I'm just saying, like, the content's been amazing, man. Y'all been teaching. You know what I'm saying? The film breakdowns, the from offensive scheme to how players are going to fit, the type of stuff I'm excited about.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't been able, if you're wondering, like, well, how is this stuff going to actually work?
Mm-hmm.
There's a catalog of stuff the last couple of weeks, and y'all been cooking for a while, but y'all been in y'all bag, and I like to give flowers because, you know what I'm saying, iron sharpens iron, as they say. and y'all make people stay on their toes, man. Y'all been killing it, and I don't like. Sometimes you give flowers too late, and everybody tapped out. So I want to get the flowers early.
Hey, well,
appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Like I said, it's all about us educating the community. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's my channel, whether it's your channel, whoever. It's like I want Cowboys fans to really be educated on all things when it comes to Dallas Cowboys, because I think me and Ron, we're pretty much in the same class. DMV, were you in the class before us?
Yeah. So I was in the class before.
Yeah.
But,
so
but I ain't gonna sit here and hold you. I done quit YouTube a couple times and I done came back.
yeah. So me and Ron, we kind of go into our 4th year, man. We feel like CeeDee Lamb right now, but it's like it wasn't too long ago when I'm getting at that we was just fans on the other side of the table. So when I drop content, for me personally, it's content that I would have wanted when I was on the other side of the table. Like I want to learn, like, where's Luke Schoonmaker going to fit? Like, how is this all going to come together? What's Brian Schottenheimer's thought process and his philosophy, right? So these are the questions I would have asked, and I still, as a Cowboys fan, ask myself. So a lot of the videos y'all see that me do personally is really me asking myself the same damn question I'm just putting out for you guys. So it's all about educating, because let's be honest, other communities, y'all don't get this. You know what I'm saying? You'll get that. You know what I'm saying? So to answer my own question, man, how I feel currently May 25th, I feel good, man. I feel good. Like, and I had said this video, y'all, before, we even had the draft. Like, I felt like the Cowboys was in a can't lose situation, because what people fail to realize, we brought pretty much our damn near entire roster back. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like we went in with these huge holes that we had to fill. Now, last year I felt that with the wide receiver core, like, bro, we got a big hole. How are we going to fill in the draft, right? But I feel like right now, we just kind of went into the draft. We solidified the cornerback, as you mentioned with Gilmore, added Cooks, who gives our speed deep threat, and then we just dumped the draft on top of it. And we know this, Ron, this is your favorite time of the year, man. This is bargain free agent shopping time. Stephen Jones.
Look. It's hope season. It's positivity season. This, I like, hey, man, when it's draft
Christmas.
Season, I defer to y'all. But you want to get hype for the season?
Right.
I got something for you. Come over here. I'm going to get you right.
Yeah. Ron will have you buying tickets, buying jerseys, all sorts of stuff. They got that gift to Jerry,
now, they
man.
come see me in January when it don't work. Hey,
man. Hey, man,
You told me
that positivity at. You said it feel good.
Bro, you said this was our year, man. You said this was our year, but you lied to me, man. Like I said, I watched the interview with J. Ron Kirsten. We'll talk about that here in a second, man. But it's like, how long did it take you to get past, the loss in San Francisco? And I'll be honest, this year I got over a lot quicker. Last year, bro, I was hurt. I was hurt until the season started, to be honest with you. So, I feel like with the Cowboys currently staying, y'all, we are in a good situation, and I'm excited about the upcoming season. We got OTAs today, so we're going to go ahead and get into OTAs. So salute to everyone watching. We are linked to all the channels, so send your super chats. We'll get to them.
I want to tweet it out.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Comment, like, subscribe, share. You know what I'm saying? Spread the word of what we're doing in the community, man. And it's like, I cannot be more.
Button, man. That
like button, man. I cannot be more excited and proud of my Cowboys brothers and sisters in this community world, because we've been doing a lot of great work. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you watch the interview that West Coast and Henny and Landlord just did yesterday with Jalen Tolbert. We grabbed some nuggets, and so you're seeing a lot of different things come from our community. Aisha Morrison. Every time I see Aisha ask a question, I'm like, that's us. That's us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
like,
man.
Killing it too, man. There we go.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We
killing
see,
coverage too, man.
Yeah. So it's like, you know what? And also Jess Navarez, so we're seeing a lot of people has come from our world, man. So it's a beautiful thing. But this happens with you guys, the community, because it's all about us, man. So I'm going to go ahead and play this quick soundbite, man, I got from Dak Prescott, and I want y'all to take a listen real quick.
Your first 3 years of him being here, how much more time were you and him communicating?
A ton. Just in the simple fact that he's the play caller now. So just being able to understand and being in the same wavelength and understanding why he's calling the play, what's the purpose of that play, and what he expects out of that, and just making sure that we're on the same accord there. And it has to be that constant communication. As we just said, as he just broke, and we said, you know what, go look at everything we put in, make sure that we're running the things that you like and the things that we're good at. And if it's something that you're just a little iffy about it, let's get it out. Let's master what we're great at. So just having that clear communication and being able to work with him day in and day out, as I said, it's new, it's refreshing, and it's fun for both of us.
You find yourself calling him at night, or just...
Yeah, it's about to get goofy. It's about to get goofy. But man, that was music to my ears, y'all, because if you follow me long enough, I've been asking. The one thing I wanted to see is Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott like this. I wanted to see them connected, and it feels like since Kellen Moore is now out the picture, we're starting to see that relationship because Mike McCarthy is going to be the play caller. So, that's what I've always wanted. You had a guy who's coached Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers and been around Joe Montana, and the list goes on. You have a quarterback coach. Why I don't see him talking to my quarterback? Why I don't see him on the sidelines communicating with my quarterback? So that's something I'm definitely excited to hear Dak finally say. But Roman, kick things over to you, man. What is your thoughts about the new relationship when it comes to Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott?
It's simple, man. Point of view, man. You're gonna hear us talk about that a lot this off season, the early part of OTAs. It's just a point of view. This started last summer when Tuck came out with no identity offense and highlighting the fact that we had great offensive scheme, but no point of view. You know what I'm saying? Me and Tuck actually talked earlier, and we probably touched on this a little bit later, about how Kellen Moore reminds us of Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah, that was a perfect analogy of Mike D'Antoni. I was like, that's it.
We'll elaborate on that probably a little later when we get more in depth. But just, I feel like Dak hasn't had a point of view. He had like a bunch of great schemes. It's kind of like throwing a bunch of sneakers in a basket and covering your eyes and just reaching in and grabbing two pair that don't match. You know what I'm saying?
These.
So a lot of our stuff just hasn't matched. And one of the things that stood out to me so far that people might not have noticed is I heard him talking about installation of the offense. Now, I know everybody's got this thing in their mind where they're like, well, the offense isn't going to change. If you're paying attention, it is going to change. He's been saying that the verbiage isn't going to change. But the offense is going to, you don't put in, I think they said like, multiple installs.
Perfect segue. Let's go ahead and play that clip.
He mentioned purpose. You mentioned purpose. What's the big deal about knowing the purpose of a particular play?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the details and just the accountability and discipline within the play that all 11 guys have to have, understanding their role and understanding, hey, if they're a clear out or if they're really just eating up a window or eating up a guy to open up that space, and for that guy to understand to not kill his window, right, and to open it up. And I mean, it's some things I guess some of these young guys may have not have heard, and you see it clicking, you see it understanding just early on. Some of these plays have it's just been good, and you can see it and you can feel it and you understand that everybody is locked in. Everybody is buying into the purpose of it and the purpose of their role, which overall allows us to play faster and play cleaner.
What do you want when the
play faster and play cleaner?
I defer to y'all. You hear when he say, "Don't eat up that window"?
Yeah.
Like, I know that's music to y'all ears.
Yeah.
But like, it's so like when you start to learn the game. I'm a student still. I'm learning as we go.
Yeah.
You know, I'm passionate, but I'm learning. But when you hear little nuggets like, having guys not eat up a window and clearing out different space, you're like, well, what does that mean? Why were they doing that last year? And some of that it trickles down from the top. When your offensive coordinator doesn't understand that stuff because he's so young, because Kellen Moore is green, he got a lot to learn.
Lots to learn.
Hearing that from Dak, meaning that him and Mike have talked about it, man, gonna get me excited. I'm gonna pour Kool-Aid on the show.
Bow up, man. Bow up.
Go ahead. I got
DMD.
a different perspective from this because, like, a lot of people know that I coached. So I was my last year of coaching high school ball. I was a coordinator, right? And we had the same system in place for however long. And it's a great system, right? Head coach is running it, but some things shifted in our coaching staff, and I had to call the offense. And I had more of a spread background. It was more of a wing T system. So we kept the terminology the same, but we kind of spread things out based on the type of athletes that we had. So the offense looked much different based on what we had. And what I can say is you can hear in Dak's voice the comfort. And, oh, man, like, I see things much differently now than I was seeing it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that this fresh start, some of the, I guess, maybe the things that Mike McCarthy's thinking that would fit his skill set, I think it's refreshing for him. And he's learning. And like Rome said, Rome's excited to learn. Don't you think Dak now is more excited than ever to learn?
Right.
So I think that this change is good. It's going to be some similarities to keep him familiar, but I think it's going to be some things that's going to be added that's more pro-centric, you know what I'm saying? That's going to help speed this game up for that offense.
Yeah, and the one thing that Dak really said that stood out to me in that clip was like the young guys are hearing things they may have not heard before. So I, nudge Jalen Tolbert, you know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? It's starting to make a little bit more sense. And I said this last night on the show, salute to West Coast and Boss. It's like, we remember 2020, right? Mike Nolan came in with the hot sauce eyes, and he was doing this complicated 3-4-4-3-4. He was just doing so much. And so our defense was just in a frenzy, overthinking things. And then Dan Quinn came in and said, you know what? We're not going to do none of that. Micah Parsons, you just go get the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really just simplified things and wanted our players to do what they do best. Yeah, and here's the thing. That's the power of being a coach for a talented team. You don't have to work as hard. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to work as hard, but I feel like Kellen Moore just overcomplicated things. Like, hey, just get CeeDee Lamb and Mark Cooper the ball, and then run the ball with Zeke when they cover. Like, let's simplify things, but he overcomplicated. So I feel like Mike McCarthy is going to do things. So, hey, get my playmakers in space and let them use their God-given ability. I don't have to overthink the game of football. So that's what I'm excited about, because like the Jalen Tolbert interview, like he said, like, it was just way too complex. And we've spoken in length about the option routes. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of thought process that goes on, you know what I'm saying, that when you're thinking too much. Like, case in point, I did a whole sales conference and I based that off of Kellen Moore, because a lot of my sales reps, they were overthinking. I'm like, simplify it. Just talk to people, understand what they need, and tell them what we have. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think once you're able to do that offensively, it's going to open things up. So let me ask you this, Rome. I'll kick it back to you. Like, what player, we got Brandon Cooks, Jalen Tolbert, Michael Gallup seems to be feeling healthier as of right now. What player do you think's really going to explode in this new Mike McCarthy, Brian Schottenheimer offense?
Remember the last time you asked me a question like this, I came out of nowhere and said Mozzie Smith.
right.
He was like, Mozzie. And it was more so, it was still a guess, but I guess right.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna hold you, man. I feel like Jake Ferguson gonna have a year.
Okay.
Damn, you took mine.
Okay. Yeah, that's what they say in the chat too.
It's not that I don't think that Pollard, Lamb, all the people I already got faith in,
mm-hmm.
I know they're going to do it. So I don't really need this. I'm not breaking ground saying, CD going to get busy.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Right,
or Dak's
right.
going to have a good year.
Right.
I know. But Jake Ferguson, I feel like, and it's not that Schoonmaker ain't going to turn into something.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to give him some grace and not expect him to come in and be Travis Kelce.
Right.
Just flash a couple times, show me that, you're going to be all right. Jake Ferguson flashed last year.
Right.
Peyton Hendershot flashed last year.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw Jake do some things I didn't think he could do. Like, I didn't know he could jump over people, and I didn't know he had that much. He got a little wiggle.
Right. Right.
So I feel like he's going to do shout to Vach with the offseason peanut butter.
Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna put on a little weight because he a tight end, so that's natural. And I feel like he's just gonna understand the game better. You know what I'm saying? You're working with new coordinators that have a point of view. They're gonna want to get him in the right places, and I feel like he's going to show that he's way more than just when he was coming out of Wisconsin, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was just like he's a blocking tight end. At least that's what I was told.
Right.
And then this year I saw like some of in the Philly game, in the Giants game, I was like, oh, okay. Some real flashing. So I think this year when it's his room, I feel like it's his room and everybody else is going to fall under him. I know he's young.
Right.
I feel like it's going to be him.
So let me ask you this, DMV, because, you were kind of notorious for the Jake Ferguson pick for when we were in Vegas, right? But then you was kind of like the rest of us when it came to the Luke Schoonmaker. So if Jake Ferguson comes, who a lot of us believe that he can come, how are you feeling about that second round pick with Luke Schoonmaker?
I think he's going to help the running game. You know what I'm saying? I think that we'll be able to do more personnel type of things. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of people are expecting, because he's a second round pick, he's supposed to come in and make this impact, right? Maybe he doesn't need to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he doesn't need to be Kyle Pitts.
He needs to come in and do his job and figure out the speed of the game. He don't need to come in and be a Travis Kelce right off the bat.
Get it where you fit in.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And then next year we might be talking about something completely different. You know what I'm saying? But this year, man, they brought you in because you understand complex blocking schemes up front, blocking schemes up front. So just do what you do. And you know what I'm saying?
I'll make a crazy comparison. Look, when they brought in, when Philly brought in Dallas Goedert, they still had, what's the man's name?
Zach Ertz.
Yeah. Zach Ertz.
And I'm not saying that Ferguson is Ertz.
Right.
For anybody in the comments lose their mind. I'm saying that when you got somebody that you feel like is going to take the reins, when Goddard came in, he had no pressure on him.
Right.
It's just do the job we tell you to do and do it well.
Right.
I feel like if Schoonmaker just does the job he's supposed to do and doesn't like overemphasize, I gotta be Dalton Schultz.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't.
Right.
You don't even gotta be Jake Ferguson yet. Just be Luke Schoonmaker and do it well.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, and I agree. The only people who are going to put pressure on Luke Schoonmaker is going to be Cowboys Nation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He got to be Kyle Pitts by Monday, or it was a horrible pick. You know what I'm saying? That's how Cowboys fans do. But it's like, I feel like we're in a good situation now. There's been some contrast, whether it's, I kind of seen Brian Broaders talk about this, post-draft, and some of the guys at .com was like, the Cowboys got Schoonmaker to kind of compete with Ferguson versus Hendershot. But I feel like if anyone's going to be the odd man out, it should be Hendershot. And I like Hendershot, but I feel like it's going to be Jake Ferguson and Luke Schoonmaker probably be your 12 personnel guys to start it off. You know what I'm saying?
And it's going to be, look, I think it's McEwen who's the odd man out.
Yeah, which he's no slouch his damn self. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And he's not a slouch, but also too, remember, we just talked about this off the air, taking away some of those special teams rules. Guys like that, where it's like, it's not as important. Maybe you can add another position. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Do we want to carry 4 tight ends? You know what I'm saying?
I was about to ask y'all a training camp question and say, so McEwen or Hendershot, but I don't know if y'all.
Well, here's what I'll say about that. We way before Oxnard, right? But when you think about it, and I said this in my video, is that when I broke down the Brian Schottenheimer video, they believe in carrying a fullback too. So it's like when you got Hunter Luepke that can really kind of play your quasi tight end if need be, but fullback as well, is he your quote unquote tight end 4?
They just turned into Mike Allstott.
Yes, because he want to keep a fullback. So I think that the Cowboys keep 3. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I love Hendershot. I love Ferguson and Hendershot last year. So that's why I wasn't pressing for the tight end position. But it's just like I get it.
Maybe in years past, I feel like we're gonna be a more physical offense. I feel like we might carry one less receiver. This is just me.
Mm-hmm.
We might carry an extra running back and an extra tight end. I feel like we're not gonna carry as many receivers. I feel like 4 tight ends in the type of system and 4 running backs might come to fruition. I just feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we're gonna need them. Yeah. You can't play the running back game light. Last year we played it light, and then people got nicked up, and we was looking crazy in the face.
Right.
Good point.
Right. Salute to my guy, Philly Talk Podcast, Mike. You got some Eagles fans in the house. If someone say Philly, CFT Roundtable covered. You watch it. What's up to my guy, Mike?
Always watching, baby.
Where Mike, bro? When we gonna play Madden, man? You ain't played me in Madden almost a year. You ran from me, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how I do, man. Nobody want to play
clips on Twitter.
Don't nobody want to play with me no more, man.
I be seeing it. You can't put that out and then want people to play you.
Nobody want to play with me.
I was talking to him. I talked to him 2 different times yesterday in different parts of the day. I'm like, dog, what you watching tape? Nah, I'm playing Madden.
Yeah, bro. He was like,
he scored 60-0. All right, come on.
Yeah, he was like, bro, you watching film? I was like, nah, bro, I'm playing Madden to detox my mind, man. You know what I'm saying? We got the beta coming out here in a few weeks, man. I got to show out a little bit. But yeah, man, I agree, man. I think that Ferguson should be your quote unquote tight end 1, and Dak kind of spoke about him in the interview as well. That Luke still has to come in and improve. So I feel like as of right now, it's Ferguson's spot to lose. You know what I'm saying?
Spoon.
Right.
I love that though. Come in and now if he coming in out balling.
Right. I'm all for open competition with any position, to be honest with y'all, because I think that creates a better culture, and it's something we really never had in Dallas. Where it's kind of like, all right, everything was set in stone, where it forces some people to get a little bit lazy.
I hope Deuce get a fair shot. I hope not that he gonna take Pollard's position, but I hope he gets a fair shot. That is, if he shows, how you flash in camp and they don't care. Like I hope if he flashes in camp, they're like, nah, we gotta find a way to work him into the offense. That type of situation.
Yeah, I think the fans are gonna be asking for him. They don't want to sell that.
Dude's gonna make the team, bro.
Yeah,
I don't even think it's not even a fair shot. It's because Mike McCarthy today, he said some things. I don't even know if you had a clip, but it was almost like they're implementing him in the offense. Like they have a plan for him. So he's gonna be on this team, and he's gonna get some snaps for us this year.
And
it's a new element, man. It's gonna be Deuce. So it's not a slight. He's so small and shifty. It's different. Like you so used to, like Zeke was easier to see and everything like that. Deuce is gonna make it frustrating for defense.
Right.
I'm telling you.
He is. And it's like he packs a punch, even though he's a smaller guy. Like, you know, I watch Deuce closely here covering the Big 12. Like, and I'm supposed to hate everything purple when it comes to K-State. But this kid was just a menace. You know what I'm saying? He was a full out menace, especially in the passing game and also in the run game as well. Like,
Alabama game, man.
Yeah.
That's all I need to see.
Yeah, and so it's just like he's not afraid. He's going to go out there and ball. But, you know, we'll talk about that here in some upcoming weeks.
Okay.
Like, but what's your thoughts when it comes to Ronald Jones? Because this is like,
You know I'm team Ronald Jones.
Huh?
You know I'm team Ronald Jones.
But then what about, I'm team Malik too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
That's my thing. I've been getting into it with people in my comments about that too.
What about
You know,
Ronald Jones?
I see DMV saying he's going to get cut.
You think he is?
Yep.
If it's between him and Malik Davis going home.
I mean, that's a good combo, man. But it's like
I need pelts on the wall. Look, Malik been here for some years, and I've seen him do some things in like training camp. I've also seen Ronald Jones do some things in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Like you gotta have. He's
Right.
young, like
Yeah, he had 900
old.
yards. You know what I'm saying? Like he has some elk with him. You know, and played
He
with.
had 12 carries in the Super Bowl for 60 yards, 5 yards a pop.
Yeah.
Like that's real pelts on the wall.
Right.
No slight to Malik Davis, but I just need you. I need to have seen it and need you to, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he's not a good player.
Right.
But right now, I'm not in the business of just being like, well, I love your potential.
Right.
We've surpassed that as a franchise. We had a like last year. I love some people's potential too, but it wasn't the year to be playing around with receiver. We should have kept Amari Cooper.
Right.
I feel like this year we can't play around. Look, Malik, I need somebody that know what they're doing. I don't got time.
Yeah.
No disrespect.
Well, it would have been nice. It would have been nice if Kellen would have gave him a carry or two in the playoffs.
I might have had to shut up.
You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say it's a couple of things with that, Rome. So Kellen, every time we saw him get a chance, he did well, and Kellen just kind of cut the cord because he played in that Green Bay game and he was balling, and then all of a sudden we stopped giving him the ball, and then we didn't give him a chance. We didn't give him a chance in the playoffs, you know. But the thing that he offers that Ronald Jones don't offer, I know it don't matter as much anymore, but he plays specials, and that does matter. You know what I'm saying? So if all else is, I'm about to say, so if all else is equal, they gonna go with the guy that's younger legs that play the specials a little bit.
I don't think Jones came in and said I don't play specials. I'm pretty sure he opened to whatever.
I mean, he didn't play with Brady, but I mean, he only played what 6 games.
Right.
He only played what 6 games last year in Kansas City because Pacheco really took. You know what I'm saying?
Pacheco looked phenomenal. Though,
yeah, but he kind of came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So that's the
when
thing,
y'all bring
man.
up the Kellen point though, I can't say nothing because I can't in one breath can't talk out the side of my mouth and say, well, he muffled Tolbert and act like he didn't muffle Malik Davis. So I will give y'all that point.
And to be honest, they cut Davis last year and brought him back on the PS. So it's like, but now there's some tape out there because I was freaking out. I remember everyone was like, "Tuck, calm down." I'm like, he's gonna get claimed. He's gonna get claimed. But he got through. I don't think you can cut Malik again and get him back through waivers. But running back's always a funny situation when it comes to that. But another position I want to talk about, y'all, is this offensive line, right? Because I'm hearing so many different things. They talked about it today. Like Jerry is saying, hey, Tyron could be playing right tackle, and then also Matt Waletzko could be playing right tackle as well in backup capacity, and that's where he got reps. So it's just like, where is the plan for Terrence Steele? Like, is he not healthy? But from reports from Michael Gelkin, they said he looked healthy today. But do y'all really think we could see a situation where Terrence Steele isn't on the starting offensive line?
I think Terrence Steele's just not going to start till later.
Okay.
I feel like they're going to learn their lesson with Michael Gallup. And I feel like they're more pressed with finding that starting lineup for later in the year. And I think they'll give Terrence Steele an extra 4 weeks. I'm just throwing a number out there. I'm not a medical professional. But last year I was part of that hype train. I was like, come on, Gallup, get on the field.
Right.
And then like
we were desperate. We was desperate.
So I feel like Tyron will play right tackle. I know ain't nobody excited about it because I'm not either. But I think it's just early. I feel like early on, when you can, unfortunately, experiment because they're going to be waiting for unless Waletzko just balls out in camp and they don't need to. But my point is, I feel like they're going to cover their bases and they're going to have who at left tackle? Tyler Smith at left tackle. And
who's left guard then?
I was gonna say who
I was gonna say Udoka, but y'all gonna call me crazy.
I'm about to say, did Chuma get the first crack at the reps today?
That's my point. He played today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think somebody else switched in, and I think
Richards. I think Aisha said Richards. I have to go back to
Richards said got second team.
I'm locked out of Twitter on my phone, so I can't see.
I'm gonna defer to you and DMV. How big of a gap is it between Udoka and McGovern? Let's not act like McGovern was out there.
Honestly, I think McGovern's a better player, dog.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think it's close.
How big of a gap?
I think it's a big ass gap.
Yeah,
I think it's a big ass gap. I do.
Okay.
Oh,
look, put it this way.
Stargazer said it was Farniok.
I respect it. That's why I'm asking.
So was it
Rome, look,
Farniok?
I started doing one of these films that I've been doing. I started Udoka, and I said, hell no, I'm not doing this shit.
Right.
The DMV said I can't do it.
I'm not doing this to everybody. No,
right.
I'm not doing it.
Okay. Yeah.
So now I'm scared then.
So I think everyone's saying it was Matt Farniok that was getting
it was Matt Farniok. Yeah, that's who it was.
Cool.
Which I liked what I saw from him in the preseason though. Yeah. I did like Matt Farniok. Mm-hmm. I did.
What's wrong with that then?
Yeah, so
regular season, not so much.
I don't think Terrence still gonna start the year. So left guard is gonna be an issue early on.
Drafted one. But yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, so yeah, but
any of them undrafted free agents gonna be able to help?
So I know a lot of people are talking about Richards, out of North Carolina, who was kind of a converted tackle. TJ Bass, he'll probably be a guard as well. Guy Eric Bostic, who I think is going to be more quote unquote your tackle. He's not going to be a guard. So
he's not going to be able to start nowhere.
Yeah. So I mean, these are not stars. I mean, like we played the Giants opening game. We can't be going out there with. And here's the thing, no more, and not with the offensive line, like you said, Ron. We experimented last year. We had Dennis Houston kind of run out there versus Tampa. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and the Tampa Bay Bucks and Ryans was just like, this is what y'all doing? Like, y'all disrespect us this much to run this. So it's like, I just don't. If tell me Terrence isn't healthy, right? Then in that same capacity, I'm still playing Tyron at left. I'm playing Tyler at left guard, and then I'm letting like Matt Waletzko play right tackle. You know what I'm saying?
If there's a time to figure out this type of stuff, it's right now. So I think the more reps you can get Tyron at right tackle, I think the better. Now, for me, I would like to see him getting some left tackle reps as well. But for a guy who's been playing left tackle for that long, I don't think it's going to be so hard for him to jump back in and play left tackle if need be. You know what I'm saying? But from what I understand, man, Terrence Steele is as healthy as a horse, bro. I don't know why they're so cautious. Maybe they just playing around. I don't know.
Elaborate, please, because I ain't know.
I mean, they said he's fully healthy from reports from Michael Gelkin today, but still, I'm just like,
it's not even Michael Gelkin. That's what I've been hearing. Like, dude been out there, he been working like crazy. Right. Then you heard it from Stephen Jones about a month ago. You heard it before the draft that he said Terrence Steele is in here all the time. He's healing about as fast as anybody with that injury. So maybe they're just being cautious, and maybe they're using this as an opportunity to really see what they got somewhere else.
It's time to play around though, not to sound crazy, but it's time to. The trenches ain't really started. The bullets ain't flying. Maybe it's just time to see if the footwork. Can you even maybe it's because I'm not an offensive line guy, but I know footwork is important in every position. Right. And if you just fumble footed and can't come back as a tackle, not Tyron Smith. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about just some of these other players. It's like, Udoka ain't gonna be it. It ain't gonna work. Kind of like what DMV said. Maybe they're trying to just get looks at people.
Yeah. And I can give you a little perspective for that, right? So calling plays, right? If you've never called plays, dog, you don't know how helpless you feel when you lose a lineman or you lose your best lineman, dog. Like when you lose your best lineman and you got to shuffle stuff around, you can't block nothing. All right, prime example, remember Dak and how helpless he looked in that Atlanta game when we had to put Chaz Green in there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that what this team is trying to avoid is that situation. So they're messing around with combinations now, especially with some of the new stuff, the nuances of the new offense and stuff like that, just to see, flex. We always talk about them cross training and stuff like that. For me though, I still need to see my guy Tyler playing some left guard, bro. I still need to see Tyler playing some left guard because last year we didn't see him play left tackle. I would like to see him play both because if it's about getting your best five on the field, then part of that equation is seeing him at left guard
Bro.
to see if that's part of the best 5.
Y'all give me y'all best 5 real quick.
So my best.
If everybody healthy. Everything.
All right, so everyone's healthy. My best 5 is Tyron at left, Tyler at left, Tyler. All these damn T's. Tyler at center, Zach Martin, and then Terrence Steele at right tackle.
Easy.
I don't need to talk then.
Unanimous.
Right.
Unanimous decision.
Unanimous decision.
I'm
Right.
playing with yo. What are you doing?
Yeah, like yeah. And so
I'm trying to
then
get this chef to be a mechanic. What
right,
you doing?
right. And so then you have that same capacity where it's like, okay, if you need to put Matt Waletzko at right tackle or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Then you have that flexibility. Like I'm just trying to come up with any offensive line plan to keep Josh Ball off the field. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can
Yo,
do
he
that.
gonna get cut. I'm gonna be a little
like, bro,
emotional
like,
about
you know what I'm saying?
Josh Ball started at right guard because Zach Martin
Yeah,
didn't
see,
participate.
they like him too much, y'all. They like him too much, and I feel like if there's a void,
I feel like that's Mike McCarthy cousin, and we don't know.
That's the one thing I say about Mike McCarthy. He always put his homeboys on. You know, he always put his homeboys. What did Nucci play? What did Nucci play basketball for his brother or something? Or something like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Loyal though.
He hella loyal, bro.
Nolan.
Hey, y'all hear me out. Don't kill me. Don't kill me for saying this because I said this last year. I was like, what if Cooper Rush run off a couple games? Remember I said that?
Yeah.
What if Ball goes out there and it balls out? Pun intended.
At left guard?
You know what I'm saying? We've seen it. No, I'm just saying.
If he balls out, I'll shut up. At one point in my
Terrence
life,
Steele, that happened with Terrence
that's my
Steele.
point. At one point in my life, when who went down that game before we played the Chargers, and that whole week I was, we was talking about how Bosa's about to destroy Steele.
Yeah.
That was just. I don't think nobody went down. We were just saying Bosa versus Steele, right?
I thought somebody went down, and that's why we had to put Terrence Steele.
Or was it Lyle? Was it Lyle?
Lyle went down.
Lyle wasn't playing because he had the hip issue.
Yeah.
I thought he got suspended for childishness for like 6 games.
I don't know. I
Neither here nor there.
Yeah.
I just knew that Terrence Steele was going to get destroyed, and he proved me wrong. So if Josh Ball, come out and do something different, I'll shut up. But he got to show me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
Show us. That's it.
Yeah, but how about no? How about nah? You know what I'm saying? I'm cool.
I ain't a fan of him as a human being, but we ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I'm gonna take that stuff out the way because I remember everyone was joking like, "Oh, Tucky got your Florida State player, you got your Florida, whatever." I wouldn't wasn't in the mood for that. But yeah, I just feel like if you're gonna plug him at left guard, that's probably be where he's best suited, right? Because I just feel like he doesn't have the footwork to dance on the perimeter. So I mean, he can be a mauler. He's a big boy. He a big ox. You know what I'm saying? He's an ox. He can move something. So maybe there could be a push there. But as far as a safety valve at that spot, I'm just not with it.
Sometimes you can move around and look. There have been players on this team.
Someone said Collins was hurt and suspended.
Yeah, but look, I was out on Tyler Biadasz for a little bit. I wasn't.
Yeah.
If you put Josh Ball with Duke Manyweather, I might be quiet.
Right.
Because I trust him. He be working wonders.
Yeah,
he do.
Yeah, he do. But
it's pro bono. I'm sure he get big checks from the Cowboys.
He turning water into wine with this one if he can pull this one out. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I mean, I just feel like with this whole Terrence thing, there's just so many conversations where there was Jerry talking pre-draft about, it's like, what's the plan for Terrence? Like, is he healthy or is he not? I know some people say in the chat, like, he's not going to be back until, mid-October. I'm hearing other things in-house that he's going to be game one ready. So if he's game one ready, I expect him to be out there. But I just never felt, y'all, that the Cowboys and just know how Jerry Jones thinks. Tyron Smith ain't holding the clipboard for nobody. So, he was going to be out there because I know the whole idea was like, hey, they're going to have Tyler at left tackle, Terrence at right tackle, and they plug in some drafted guard or whatever.
I'm tired of people talking about stuff that didn't happen yet, though. My fault.
You go. Yeah, I was done.
Tyron go down. Let's discuss and figure that out when he go down.
Facts.
Speaking things into existence is a real thing.
Right.
Let's worry about what's in front of us.
Right.
And right now, I don't care what nobody say. If Tyron Smith lines up at left tackle, he's better than the majority of the tackles in the league. You can call me crazy.
Right.
Just off pure know-how.
Right.
I'm gonna just call it. I'm gonna call it what it is, bro. And people gonna kill me for saying this. At left tackle, he better than Tyler. Y'all say what y'all want.
Yeah, right now, yes.
He is. He's better than Tyler.
And
bro.
so this is the thing. This is what happens with just not just Cowboys fans, but a lot of NFL fans, right? We put Tyler Smith. We tossed him to the wolves. He didn't die. And so we classify as that he's the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, he just exceeded our expectations because we had zero expectations. So it's just like,
there you go.
That's a completely different thing. But I'm not going to sit here and act like I was hoping for Tyron Smith to come back. You know what I'm saying? So, I just feel like, I was like, all right, bro, like, all right, Tyler, you know what I'm saying? Because like Rome just mentioned, right? When it came to Terrence Steele versus the Chargers, right? We were just hoping he didn't get killed by Bosa. So it's just like, all right, he didn't die. He's good, but we didn't crown him as the future. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's still a lot to prove for me personally when it comes to Tyler Smith in this left tackle position. But he's hella young. But to compare him to Tyron, I'm going with Tyron.
Like, I'm the left tackle of the future. Like, if he was carrying himself like cocky tuck, I would feel away. But every time the mic get put in front of this man, he had an interview earlier in the offseason where he was like, I'll play whatever.
Right.
That's all I need to hear. He's like, I'll play center. Like, he don't matter.
Right.
When you got that on your team, you lean into that. Okay, you're going to be a guard for now.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we need to break glass, you'll slide back out to your future position, and we'll figure out guard. But like, for people to just be like, yo, just put him at left tackle early.
Right.
No.
Because they didn't have a plan for him. And I'll argue this to my grave. Like, they didn't have a plan for him because Matt Waletzko was getting the starting reps, and then he went down, and then Tyron went down. It wasn't until the preseason game versus Seahawks, but I think that was the third game, if I remember from last year, that he finally got tackle reps, because I was making videos and tweeting like, bro, play Tyler Smith at left tackle and let him get some reps just in case. And so I felt the Cowboys' whole intention last year was we're going to play him at guard. Things kind of fell through the cracks at left tackle. It's like, you know what, kid, just go out there and see let the best happen. And he kind of he came back and, you know what I'm saying, he did well. But to say that he's better than Tyron, I'm just not buying it, man. So salute to everyone in the chat, man, watching across all the channels, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe.
Hey, hit everybody like button.
Hit the like buttons, man. Go around, do a little like break if you got. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate all the support, man. We talking OTAs. People keep asking, what's the name of the show? That must be the new trend. Like, what's the name of the show? We ain't got no name. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no name.
I like the name you had, bro.
What,
I think
fast we late?
Yeah. I mean, you got to think, bro. Like, we the new wave, bro. We the new wave. We came at the right time, bro.
Yeah. So maybe we'll let y'all pick in the chat, man. What's going to be the name of the show, man? But I was just joking because fast we late, because this one right here, my guy Ro, he right at the buzzer, man. So if we ever doing a show and y'all like, y'all late, it ain't me.
One day I'm gonna turn on the camera early and y'all gonna meet my daughter. Y'all gonna see some toys in the back.
Yeah, everyone. You gonna see playing Hogwarts in the background, like
what's going on?
Yeah, your daughter gonna be like, nah, bro, you got 2 more minutes until 8 o'clock. We good, man. So maybe y'all can help us come up with a name. But I want to talk into a different subject, man. This is something I talked about when we first drafted him, y'all. If you followed me long enough, y'all know I wasn't the most excited when we drafted him in the second round, right, in 2021. But Kelvin Joseph getting reps at safety. So he played nickel and played a lot of safety today. Guess he had a pass breakup versus Turpin, which is a whole sentence in itself, because that means someone's actually throwing the pass to Turpin. It got me excited, right? But DMV, let me ask you this. Do you see Kelvin Joseph transitioning over to the safety position? Like, could this be the fresh start that he needs?
It very well could be, because, I mean, when I did my breakdown of him, there are a couple of things that he does well, right? Like press man, he's kind of solid at it. I mean, obviously, there are some things, you know, as far as releases go, that he has to work on. Mm-hmm. But in the cover 2 area, he was very, very good. So that could be hook the curl for him. If he had to come down in the box and play that, he might be good at that. You know what I'm saying? And then if you have to put him up against maybe a bigger physical tight end that's not as good at the releases, I think he can stay in that hip pocket a little bit. So he has the skill set to do so. But like we talked about, man, it's put up or shut up. Right. He has to go out there and play. And I think he's in a position right now where his back is against the wall and he got to get a couple picks a day. And he might not even be auditioning for this team. He might be auditioning for somebody else.
Yeah, go ahead, Ron.
I think he's auditioning for C.J. Goodwin's job. And he might become, it'll be the worst second round pick in history because you became a special teams gunner. But on some seriousness, if he can find himself in another position, great. Because you would want to get some type of use out of your second round pick. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, since he's been with this team, and I used to beat my chest about Kelvin Joseph, and I can't even. It's hard to even talk him anymore because I felt like not betrayed, but I just feel like I know the athleticism was there and the focus wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate. So sometimes when, I don't know how the conversation went. I don't know if he was steered that direction, if he just was open to it. I know the media spin might be, he's open, he's willing to work with, but sometimes you get told, hey, listen, you on your way out. You either going to put up or shut up. We're going to give you a couple opportunities in some different areas.
Right.
And maybe when you get that break glass moment where it's like, yo, I might be out the league. You know what I'm saying? Let me get myself together because you ain't the only one that can run fast. I know, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you get in your head because you were so great athletically at your previous stop that you feel like I'm untouchable.
Right.
But this league, as if I'm in it, this league it breaks people. You could come in as the most highly touted. We see it every year with the draft. Y'all know.
Right.
Y'all see people come in where they're like, I should be this, that, and other. And then you go in the league and get broken. Like, I am not what I thought I was. So the humility of like, now you a safety. And he got Joseph is on social media. He was on there today probably
tell me about it. Tell me about it.
I wasn't Tuck like,
yeah, I know he on social media.
But my point is, you know what I'm saying? It's humbling, which is important for a young player. Get humble, get back to the grind.
And here's the thing. It's all about perspective, how he views it, right? Because when I had originally said that when we drafted him, he was recruited to LSU as one of the highest recruited safeties out of Louisiana. So that was his natural position. He got flexed to corner because they had Stingley and they had somebody else. I forgot who they had, right? So they had to make some changes, right, and put him at corner. And then he transferred to Kentucky. But it's just like when I was saying transfer him to safety back then in 2021 when we drafted him, is because our cornerback room was solid, right? Because we had Anthony Brown, you know what I'm saying? We had Jordan Lewis. We had some guys already there. Back then, we was kind of just foaming at the mouth to get a safety, you know what I'm saying? So before we got Malik Hooker.
Anybody.
So that's why I was like, yeah, it was like anybody. So it's like, all right.
Yeah, that was Earl Thomas. Day.
Yeah, man. Any safety post a star on Twitter or something, like, man, you didn't come to Dallas, you know what I'm saying? So thank God them days is gone. So that was my whole thought process when it came to converting Kelvin Joseph to safety. But then I see it happening now, and it's the complete opposite. Bro, we stacked at the safety room, bro. This bodies on bodies on bodies to the point where Israel McQuamu might have to convert the corner to really get some opportunities.
Internal trade?
Yeah, so it's just like, so it's like, where does he really fit if you convert him to a nickel? Because I think Jordan Lewis, I love Jordan Lewis. He got him. You got Deron Bland. So those are your nickel corners. If you look outside of J-Ron, you look outside of, Hooker, you got the Marquise Bell you just brought in. So you got some converted safeties there. So, when it comes to not just Kelvin Joseph, but also Nashawn Wright, it's put up or shut up this time. You know what I'm saying? Because they traded up for Eric Scott. Why? I don't know. Even though he's from the crib, so I'm repping him. You know what I'm saying? He KC. He
Eric
my
Scott,
back.
He gonna show up.
Yeah, bro. It was so crazy when I find because like they were running reports and like, oh yeah, 3 kids from Kansas City drafted in the NFL draft. And I was like, well, I knew Anoon Dyke. Well, it's actually 4. I knew Adanume, and then I knew Ronnie Bell. I was like, who was the 4th? And they, oh yeah, Dallas Cowboy. Eric, I'm like, where's he from? I'm like, he go to the same school that I be running track at every day. He right here in my own backyard. So I gotta claim him, and I was gonna try to big him up in my film session. I just couldn't, man. So hopefully me and Eric Scott cool. But yeah, they traded up, to get him. So he's obviously gonna be on the team. He's gonna be on the roster. So it's like, where does Kelvin Joseph really fit in? And then you see that the special teams rules are changing. Do you really just keep a guy just to be a gunner? CJ ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? They keeping CJ. Like CJ's pretty much like almost a Hall of Fame gunner. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not getting rid of him.
He's balling that gunner though.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And then here's the thing, because me and Sky talked about this, right? We think about Kelvin Joseph, special teams gunner, but he was one of the most penalized special teamers last year as well. I was like, yeah, I forgot, because every time there's a penalty, he was either pushing after the kick, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like Kelvin Joseph is going to have to come out in camp and really shut things down to every day people are talking about Kelvin Joseph. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like
sometimes you can use somebody as an example. You cut him, everybody gonna be like,
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, but it's like, I mean, but where does he? I mean, I feel like because he went on his social media and said, "Damn, why'd y'all do me like this?" The moment they hit that start button and traded for Stephon Gilmore, it already let you know. Because think about this last year, y'all. Anthony Brown went down. They went and got Trayvon Mullins. They went and got Xavier Rhodes. They were, you know what I'm saying? They got somebody else who I forgot. They was just throwing stuff at the wall to try to find. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they probably reached out to me. I didn't check my email. You know what I'm saying? Like they was trying everybody at the corner. So what does that say about?
He was a second round pick. Like a drum.
He was. Aaron Rodgers said, "Oh yeah, this is a free lunch." And then, you know, there was kind of some cryptic stuff that came out where, you know, J. Ryan said, "Yo, we expect you to be ready when you get on this field." You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah,
once you
communication
lose that,
was a big issue.
Yeah, once you lose that, and he, you know, he's pouting on the sidelines, it's like,
and now you a safety.
Yeah. He getting that Reggie Robinson treatment. Getting that Reggie Robinson treatment.
Full. You looking up at Marquise Bell,
right? Yeah,
and I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah. Well, thinking about the playoff game, who was our corner? Israel Mukuamu. Like
he balled out, by the way.
He did. And then when he did the interview with Salute to Pick 6 Sports with Nix and them, he said he prefers to be a corner. He sees himself as more of a corner than a safety.
And so maybe that's where he's gonna be at this year.
So they probably say, you know what, y'all swapped in. All right, you come over here.
And and Bland, I feel like Bland can play a little bit outside too. They probably got this slightly worked out to where by the time we would get to Kelvin Joseph, you talking about 8 people gotta go down.
That's what I'm saying. So you have Gilmore, Diggs, Bland, Lewis. You have to count CJ. That's 5. Eric Scott, they traded up a pick for him. That's 6.
Nashawn.
Yeah. So and then if they considering Izzy as a corner,
if it's Nashawn or I don't want to sound disrespectful to Nashawn, but if I would keep Izzy as the last corner because he could
easy.
That's what I'm saying. So that's pretty much 7 corners right there, just off of that. So it's like
do the safety room and watch you don't get on Kelvin.
Right. So you got Hooker, J-Ron, Said, you got Bell, and then
that's 4.
That's it because Izzy was a safety.
Yeah.
Izzy
and Jordan Lewis is kind of a hybrid safety too.
But Izzy will play both. Izzy could, that's the way you can spin your roster. You be like, Izzy could be a safety or a corner.
Right.
Also, too, a guy that can play a little bit of safety too is Overshown.
Right, Overshown, because he was a converted safety as well. Yeah, and so was Isaiah Lamb plays safety too as well. You know what I'm saying? So you have some guys who kind of were converted. So it's like,
we can just go ahead
and then you also have that's what I'm saying, bro. Like he's
going home, dog.
He's gonna have to have us out. He's gonna have to have us out there in Oxnard going crazy.
You're gonna be all right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't say rap. We don't say nah. Let me chill. Let me chill. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, watch y'all little old show. Like, damn, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me chill, man. I don't want no smoke. But I just feel like, yeah, literally. I don't want no problems either. I just feel like, yeah, he's gonna have to have us jumping when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, his performance at camp and also in preseason to be in consideration. I just don't think that special teams is going to save him this year. I just don't think that's going to happen this year, but we'll see. We'll see. Another topic we already talked about, Michael Gallup coming. For those who were kind of wondering, I was getting this question on Twitter. Once again, I'm locked out of my Twitter on my phone. I'm just being lazy, to be honest with y'all. Diggs was missing today in OTAs, but it wasn't contract related. I think he's playing like a basketball game or something that he had going on. So not too concerned right there. Jaron Curse not wearing number 0. He is going to be 27. He said for logistics reasons.
Look, that
caught me off guard.
The fandom in me was like, so who's going to be 0?
Right. It has to be Overshown, right? I feel like he has to go to Overshown.
It got to be, dog. Got to be.
It has to be Overshown.
That's going to get on the field.
Right. Can somebody take one from Kelvin S? Like, why did he get one? Why did he let him get one?
Yeah, bro. As like so big dude
Give him
38 just said
or some shit.
Someone just said, bro, I need Deuce Vaughn to have that number 2 jersey. Jordan Lewis, Jordan Lewis has switched jersey numbers a few times.
Lewis, take 0.
Yeah.
Give 2 to Deuce.
Yeah, Deuce having number 2 would go be so raw. But luckily, y'all, I didn't go and buy my J-Ron 0 jersey, because I was getting ready to do it like last week. I just got busy.
Was it ever available?
You can get them made at the pro shop.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Hey, Martin talk Cowboys. I'm a Wizard fan. We are not going to disrespect Gilbert Arenas. There's only one Agent Zero, bro. There's only one Agent Zero.
Yeah. Gilbert Arenas was the first point guard that had it pulled out a banger. You know what I'm saying? He was
I
the
want to
first.
smoke with him neither.
Yeah, Gilbert. So he's gonna wear 27 still. Mike McCarthy had talked about this. So I definitely want to get into this topic. So kicker, y'all. What do we do at the kicking position? Because I feel like this is a void that needs to be addressed. Mike McCarthy said they're looking at the USFL. They're looking at some guys being released. If you had to go kicker.
What we tell you about kicker? I just told y'all earlier how much I'm Captain Kool-Aid. I am sad. I don't know what to say. I can't spin it.
Right.
I can't lie to y'all. This kind of he was like 60% today. I don't know what to say. I know they better fix it.
They got to. They got to.
Because I don't know what to say, man. It's too important, and I feel like they playing it too light.
Yeah.
Give me an old ass kicker, bro. Give me an old ass kicker that.
Well, my guy,
Robbie Gold and them in here now.
And so everyone in the chat saying Robbie Gold.
Robbie Gold. That's where I'm at.
But here's the thing, right? They like kickers with big legs, right? You know what I'm saying? They like those big leg kickers, and he's more of an accurate. So, would you guys? Is it Maher still available?
Bring his ass back. All right, man.
That's what I would do, and I'll probably talk about that here in the next coming
Bro,
video.
He was on point last year. I don't know what happened.
He literally was perfectly fine. It's something with that Tampa Bay air. It just broke him. You know what I'm saying? But there were so many games last year, y'all, that people forget that Brett Maher was saving us. You know what I'm saying?
Money.
Yeah. So I was gonna say his kicking was bad, but I don't know if it cost us. You know what I'm saying?
It cost us.
49er game.
It cost us, bro.
What game?
It cost us the 49ers game. And here's where
think so?
Here's where I'll say.
You talking about the way they would strategize, the way they would
yeah. Because like I said, I remember when I was out there at the 49ers game, I was right there in the end zone. And in warm-ups, bro, he was shanking chip shots after chip shots, like over repeatedly. And I was like, bro, he is in his freaking head. He's in his head. So Mike McCarthy comes out and talks to him. Jerry Jones walks down out and talk to him.
That don't never help Jerry.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was like, bro, and they started having the conversation like, bro, are you good? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I felt like that went into some of the thought process. Now, we did some other stuff that was just goofy anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I think the stuff that we did was more goofy that cost us, in my opinion.
Because I wonder, was the 5 wide, knowing Kelly can tell us, like, was that because they didn't trust the kicker at that point? Because they were in field goal range. You know what I'm saying? Like,
We had 2 minutes, bro.
Yeah.
We had 2 minutes left. That didn't have nothing to do with the kicker. We had 2 minutes left, and that was what, second and 2.
My bad, Kelly. I tried to help Kelly out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
No, that shit was killing. That was killing.
that Mike D'Antoni, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna play it. So yeah. So I just feel like that. I mean, that hurt us a little. I mean, it hurt us in the playoffs. But I would bring Maher back. I would say, listen, man, we gotta get you to sitting, you know what I'm saying, so someone can do some zen, like some stress release. I know a girl out in California who works with some of our Cowboys players. She gets them in the mode before a game. Call up Stacy, get your thoughts better, because I feel like at this point, man, he might be the only option. I'm not trying to go get no kid from the USFL and try to have this project at the kicker position. I just ain't doing it. So
I feel like I would be comfortable if there's 3 kickers in here.
Right.
So figure out who ain't gonna be playing for real. Get their ass off the roster, because you only can carry with so many people.
Right.
Bring in 2 extra kickers, and you could just, even if you just say, "Oh, we're gonna use these 2 spots, and we're gonna have a rotating battle from May through," and just keep battling.
Right.
Bring them in. Well, you cut.
I'm trying to remember, y'all. Did the punt guard did he kick field goals as well too?
Bring his ass, man. Bring your ass in. Now, but you know what, though? With our
Nah, I'm gonna stay away from him, dog. I don't care if it was dropped or not. I'm staying away from him. Dog.
I mean, but he got a boot. He got a boot. I don't know. I probably wouldn't touch him. But I'll say this: like, I would probably go back with Money Maher and bring him back and just look to have an open competition.
Bring him back though.
I mean, it wasn't like he, you know what I'm saying, he really killed us. I mean, his worst game, we blew the doors off of Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, it wasn't like, you know, we were down by 2, game on the line, and he shake the field goal. Like, then the Cowboys fans would show zero remorse. But it's like, at this point, bro, I can think about a lot of the games that he actually saved us versus he actually cost us. Like I said, he didn't really cost us versus San Francisco, but some of that went to the thought process.
Going into camp before Maher got there.
Huh?
Who was the kicker we had last year?
They brought in a few different guys because they had an open competition.
It was one dude that was trash that was going in before Maher got there.
That's my biggest problem is that they'll bring in like the one mediocre kicker and two trash ass kickers,
right?
And then we go with the mediocre kicker and you make it seem like this is the best.
He went 6 out of 10 in teams drills. Like 6 out of 10 ain't good, fam. Like
now look, we have one good shot. I'm not saying that kickers is gonna be released, but hey, you know my favorite time of year coming. I'm telling you. Second free agency, it's gonna be some veterans cut.
Right.
Hopefully, one of these kickers that, like, we just saw one get released. I don't know why we ain't jump on that. I think he went to Jacksonville. The dude from the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, McManus. Yeah. McManus. No joke. You ain't lying.
Maybe another kicker will hit the streets.
Mm-hmm. But
it's just May, and we'll get lucky.
Let me look.
Hey, who was the Chiefs kicker that jumped in when old boy was hurt? For a good portion of the year.
Was it what was his name? He had a funny
name.
He
ain't missed, bro. He ain't missed.
Yeah, I forgot his name. Damn, it's right.
We might need to look him up and then push that name out there.
Yeah, let me
because that dude didn't miss.
I hope they don't take this lightly. Like, we joking a little bit, but it's so serious. It affects
matters.
the way you call games. Like Tuck was saying,
right?
We need to, like, it's May. All right, it's cute, but I think maybe you don't make no signings. I understand when nobody's gonna get signed. No one's getting signed right now.
Right.
They're gonna wait this 6 days until when June 1st get here, because you just don't know. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, even certain positions where I'm talking about, like Ronald Jones.
Right.
You know, no disrespect to Ronald Jones, but like, when second free agency happened and there's going to be some more running backs hit the street. And
yeah, so it was Jonathan Garibay last year. Appreciate that.
Yeah, he was tall. He's man. Yeah. My point is, you wait and see what happens in second free agency, and then you take your run at it. I just hope we aggressive, because it ain't like we ain't got no money.
Yeah, that's his name, Harrison Butker.
Yeah, Butker was the kicker, but the guy who replaced him for a little bit, his name is Justin Reed, I think.
Oh, okay.
That dude was like flawless during the time, and then they brought Butker back, and Butker was like missing some kicks.
Right.
Toss one of these dudes $3 million. You know, kickers ain't crazy. Stop playing. Like, if it's somebody that's legit though.
No, it wasn't Justin Reed. It's somebody else.
Let me search the list here. Kickers available.
Y'all participate in the chat, man. Put some kickers.
Yeah, some kickers available. Because I know if I pull up on my computer, it might lag it. So Ryan Suckup. Ryan Suckup. I'm trying to remember. So Ryan Suckup's available. You have Mason Crosby, Robbie Gould, Randy Bullock, Zane Gonzalez, Brett Maher still.
Shit, bring Crosby back. He didn't.
Mason Crosby.
A whole bunch of Cowboy tears.
Yeah,
bro.
that's what I'm saying. Mason Crosby.
Shoot.
So yeah,
is he? Do he got a light leg? Like, is he like Kyle?
Yeah, he don't got the same. He don't got the same boot he used to have though. That's the only thing.
Kyle gets you them extra points though.
Yeah,
Kyle Forbath will come in and get you them extra points. He ain't doing nothing else.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like if you're looking for the biggest boot, it's probably going to be to bring Maher back. Like,
I'm just saying, bring Maher back with the competition of one of those guys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or you want definitive extra?
No, I like accuracy. I was raised by Dan Bailey, man. You know what I'm saying? Where I had to think. Dan Bailey lines up, I go refill my glass, and because I'm good.
Bring Robbie Gould in, and we go
I don't want my kickers kicking a whole bunch of 56, 57-yard field goals anyway, bro.
Right.
Like, I want them in the 35, the 42 range.
Let's talk ball. Let's talk ball for a second to my brothers. We don't need this. Ain't the type of team where you need a boot.
Right.
To be honest with you.
Right.
We got a defense. We can defer sometimes. We don't gotta put it on the line like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, especially with the kickoff. I mean, the kickoff game is changing. I just think they like that 60 yards, 63 like we did versus the Chargers 2 years ago. Like, that was excitement. So
Chicks dig the long ball.
Yeah. Yes. Someone said, everybody is inside the 50. Yeah, I want accuracy, bro. I want accuracy.
I go accuracy and look at that defense, look at that defensive depth, and be like, listen, worst case scenario, we got the defense for it.
Yeah. Because here's the thing, bro. Also, extra points. You know what I'm saying? Like I just love consistency at kickers, man. So we'll see. We'll definitely talk about that because I hate talking
about. It better
about
not be Vizcaino. He missed.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I mean, but we're kind of getting low on options unless somebody who's gonna release a good quality kicker, though. You know what I'm saying? So
I think Maher's your best bet.
Yeah,
and it was sexy when he hit them 260-yard field goals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like
against the
someone said
Vikings.
Chris Bonio. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. Cowboys had some good kickers.
Y'all gonna have me watching the USFL.
I know, right? Look at that kick. We gonna yeah. So what's up, CFO game? We have to break down the film on kicker. But you know what I'm saying. So all right. So last topic I want to address, y'all, and this was something we talked about last night, but also it's kind of hot topic button because a lot of people hold me accountable for this kid. But Jalen Tolbert, man. So Jalen Tolbert did the interview with West Coast and Henny. If you guys haven't checked out that interview, definitely check it out. It's a good interview, man. Great interview. But he talked about a lot of things. He talked about what Dak kind of mentioned, simplifying things. He said he overthought a lot about last year. He said that the type of player that he sees himself as at the NFL level is a deep threat, field stretcher. The one thing he can bring to an NFL level in a team is high pointing the ball, just going up and getting the ball. So Ramon, toss this over to you because I know you talked about this a little bit the other day, but what is your thoughts for Jalen Tolbert? Does he have a bounce back year this upcoming season?
I think if you just take your time, go look at what Jalen Tolbert was bringing out of college, you'll see that all of the physical attributes are there, the athleticism, high pointing the ball, like his skill set would work in the league. So then you got to ask yourself, well, what was the disconnect? And literally, if you listen to the interview, it's confirmation for what we've been all speculating, which is, he just had too much to think about. But to hear him say, I had too much to think about,
right,
is the game changer. It's not me just being Rome, just talking and like, you don't know what you're talking about. No, the player came out and said it.
Right.
And it's amplifying what we think about, not just him, but period about the offense. We're not crazy when we sometimes say that don't look quite right.
Right. So
Jalen Tolbert being able to just go out there and say, listen, this your 4 best routes. You're not one of the top 3 receivers on this team, not as of yet. So we need you to perfect these 4 best routes. When you get on the field, I need you to run it to perfection. Not I'm 5 yards up the field. Did the DB, he opened up his hips which way? Okay, I need it's a comeback route.
Right.
Like, no, just run your route.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking forward to, man. Just letting that man, like he said, use his attributes, run his routes at full speed, full torque, use some of the stuff that he probably picked up last year, use that chip that he has to have firmly planted on his shoulder now because people want to get him off the team. I've literally seen Cowboys fans giving up on this man.
Right.
I'm like, yo, he get a year? Like, y'all getting unreasonable with your expectations.
What's so funny though? I had a Cowboys fan on Twitter. Y'all know how Twitter is, you know what I'm saying? So you got to take it with a grain of salt. But he told me that Jalen Tolbert was a bust. But he says that he feels like Kelvin Joseph is going to finally get, pay out and pay dividends this year. I'm just like, all right, so you're 3.
I think he got them mixed up.
Yeah, so like, all right, bro. So it's just like, so people said, maybe Tolbert doesn't have a high football IQ. So this is what the benefit of watching that interview was, because he mentioned he didn't start even playing football until he was a junior in high school. You know what I'm saying? So he's really just been going out there and playing with his God-given ability. And I'll put myself in it. I didn't play football until my senior year of high school. You know what I'm saying? And so when I was out there playing on the field, I literally had my left tackle, like I played tight end and also left tackle a little bit, but they would tell me who to block and who to go get. And I was using my God-given ability. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like that's what Jalen Tolbert, and he said that when he was at South Alabama, that's what the coaching staff really helped with. Like, you know what? Just go run a slant. Just go run a streak. Go run a 7. Go run, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? But
I tell you don't have a good football IQ, Kellen Moore. I mean, it's more sarcasm, but it's if you see someone struggle and refuse to make an adjustment, right? That is a big, humongous, it's a prideful issue and it's silly. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those times where you see you so smart that you want to outthink the room. And if you see person struggling, it's like, oh, he just can't do this. Okay, well, find something for him to do. Don't just tap out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy to have. You had to be a part of us bringing him on. They ran it by you. I'm pretty sure he's in the chain of we're going to bring him in, and you don't find a way to use him.
Right.
First couple games, one thing.
Right.
17 games, you couldn't figure nothing out. Like,
that's my question. Like, why didn't someone in the Dallas Cowboys organization say, you know what, stop, let's pause. Why don't we have a plan for this kid? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was saying. Like in preseason, they should have been force feeding him, building up his confidence. We never got to see I did a film breakdown on Jalen Tolbert. I had nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, all I had was that Chicago Bears game, and everyone talks about him line up all sides. But when you're thinking about 1,000 different things, you forget about the simplest. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna break it down for y'all.
Go ahead.
I know what happened. So this probably was one of the guys that Mike really wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, he was standing on the table for McBride, right? Remember?
Hey, you better give me sad.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So if they didn't get McBride, they probably got the next thing. So they asked Dak. This was Dak's guy. Kellen ain't want this dude. So y'all probably been around locker rooms or been around when somebody don't want somebody. So when you don't want somebody, you ain't gonna help them be successful. You get what I'm saying? He wasn't part of the plan because Kellen probably went to the meeting with his little cheese sandwich and probably told them, while he hasn't been an offense, they can't be part of my offense.
Right.
So they're going to slap him in the face and throw Dennis Houston ass in there in front of him instead of making things work with your actual pick. And so that's probably where McCarthy probably wrote in his little notebook on things he took to Jerry Jones and them at the end of the year and said, this is what Kellen did.
Right.
I need his ass up out of here.
Pride coming for the fall, man. Look, I'm not saying Kellen Moore is 34 now, maybe 35.
Right.
And there's a reason why a majority of the play callers and coaches in this league is into their 40s. You know what I'm saying? At least. You know what I'm saying? This is a wisdom game, a knowledge game, experience, and is crafty as he is. Experience you cannot teach. You can't. You know what I'm saying? So Kellen just is his pride and his, like, I mean, when you broke down his scheme, Tuck, it's pride all over it. My scheme is better than any player.
Right. It's y'all ain't never seen this before. You know what I'm saying? Y'all
Yeah,
ain't never seen nothing like this. Right. well, sometimes what I feel like what happened is, like, if I'm a defensive coordinator, it's like, all right, I know they have this scheme, they do a bunch of different things well, but eventually if I just sit back and hold tight and I can disrupt you, you're going to change up and make that mistake that we're banking on. You know what
about the fact that defensive coordinators realize he don't got a second pitch?
Right. He doesn't.
He didn't have a second pitch.
And here's the crazy part. So I did
He laughing at him probably.
When I did the Dak interception video, I said the craziest thing to me is that for me, Jay Tuck in Kansas City from a laptop can pick up when the curl routes were coming, and so was a defensive coordinator. To the point where when I was in San Francisco, I literally put my hands above my head like this because I felt it coming, because we were backed up in our own territory, and I was like, they're gonna jump it. And then he went to Michael Gallup, there's a disconnect, and then it was there. It was like I just felt it. So it's like they never even put like a double move or anything on film to make you have to respect it.
If I'm watching film and I'm a DB and I'm like, every time I open my hips to the right, they run a curl route.
Right. So when I did that video, if y'all remember,
I'm a salsa dance out that joint, like,
yeah, what y'all want to do?
Right. That's what I'm saying. So if you remember the video, who did I post to open the segment? It was Stephon Gilmore. He said out of his own mouth, he's like, Dallas, they normally like to call the same plays. So if they run a route once, they're typically going to come back to it. So I knew I can make a break on the ball.
Chuck,
you know what I'm saying?
The best thing about this is once you realize that in DV, you realize that you can dictate offense. So you say, yo, on third down,
right,
all of y'all open y'all hips, and we gonna watch them run 4 curls.
Right.
Because they're not trained to do nothing else.
Right.
So we can literally, it don't matter what they just huddle about. We about to make them run 4 curls, and that's why we used to see it. It wasn't 4 curls called.
Right.
It was 4 option routes that.
Because we're all reading the same different things. And here's the thing. When you're a wide receiver, so when you're running the option route, and maybe we do a video on this, right? I mean, I probably don't need to because they're gone, hopefully. But you're looking at everything pre-snap. You know what I'm saying? So you're looking at the alignment. You're looking at things, okay, maybe they're in cover 3. Okay, so boom, I need to make my break either on the inside or outside. How's the cornerback shape? There's a lot of different things going on, right? So then, boom, the ball is not snapped. You're going. And then they might shift back into a cover 2, or it might be a match zone, or it might be split cover. You know what I'm saying? So then you're like, oh, damn. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to stop and turn right here. Well, you have to be reading the same thing that your high IQ quarterback and Dak Prescott is reading at the same time. It just leaves too much error. And Mike McCarthy,
balls out,
and that's the frustrating part.
The
Mike McCarthy said that at his own mouth. He's like, typically, I don't like option routes. He said in the interview, we clipped it up. So my question was, then why are we running it? You know what I'm saying? The head coach, offensive guy's like, I don't like this. This is not my philosophy. Then why was we running? It's all because of Kellen Moore and that
when
Eagle.
he heard that too. I know he was.
Yeah.
Hey, Keenan Allen gonna be pissed. All that fancy footwork just to run some curl routes.
Quentin Johnson was like, "What you mean I can't?"
Right. I'm supposed to just stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, Quentin Johnson, bro. That's the last thing you want Quentin Johnson doing. The Yak King, pretty much in college football, is running a bunch of stop routes. Like that's not his game.
How about Eckler when Kellen Moore get emotional? This is another
inside zone.
When Kellen Moore get mad and run 5 run plays in a row,
just give him his little carry. Boom, there, you did it.
Take your 4 carries.
Right. Your sympathy carries. All right. But that's why I said if I had to put money on the MVP, I'm probably putting money on Herbert because they about to slang his arm out of the socket. You know what I'm saying? But we're not worried about them. We'll get to them. Bang, Chargers game, wherever they do, when it's game time, man. But like overall, like I said, good second day of OTAs. The main thing is no injuries. You know what I'm saying? No injuries. For those of you who do not know, like OTAs, it's really just walkthroughs and installation. So you ain't gonna see nothing get too excited. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to see our boys back to business, back in action, see Dak Prescott out there. And I'm excited for the season, y'all. I'm excited for the season. I'm excited for our rookie class. I'm excited for the guys returning back. And I feel like I said this last night, this is going to be the shift in the culture where us as Cowboys fans might have to get used to just having a dominant defense that carries the load. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're going to Cowboys games or you watching wherever, like, it's cool to be fired up for your defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to sit when the defense is on 3rd down and be cool and stand up when it's offense on the field. Like, nah, bro.
Hey, y'all want to win 2 more games and score 25 and beat a team 25-17?
Right.
Or you want to beat a team 29 and we scored 34 and it was a nail biter?
Right.
Like, whatever. Yeah. I don't care if we win in 10-3.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't need fireworks. I don't care. I've seen us 40 burger teams and I see us win low scoring games. I walk out the stadium just as happy for both. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's Philly. Unless it's Philly. I like to blow the dogs off the doors off of them.
I want you guys to do something, man. Everybody still tapped into the channel, or if you watch it later, pay attention to the camaraderie of this team, man. I've been paying attention to that. I don't know if it's infectious because I'm not saying Dak ain't a great leader and etc. But I don't know if it's because of Micah and just his infectious attitude with that picture of them all boxing together. The little nuggets we don't get, the workouts at Dak's backyard or whatever, the Dak yard. I feel like this team is bonding on a dope level, and that's where anything starts.
Right.
Do y'all want to be out there? Do y'all want to go through the grind together?
Right.
And I ain't got a question if my team is bonding.
Right.
From what I've heard from Cooks, like the little nuggets you hear from him talking, from Gilmore, I'm liking the way they acclimated themselves. I'm loving our previous regime, like, cause like D-Law and them, you know how they lead.
Right.
I'm just excited about that, man. I really am.
And I think that's a testament to Mike McCarthy, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like when he really came in, like, we always saw this togetherness. But like you said, man, Mike is the glue because, the video I dropped with Damone Clark, he's like, I go bowling with Damone Clark every Monday. And then he's boxing with Gilmore and then he's, you know what I'm saying?
Mike at my house.
Yeah,
Mike everywhere.
Yeah, Mike everywhere, man. He everywhere, man. So it's just like, but you need that. Like, you have to spend a lot of time with these guys. And I just don't see a clique or circle of, like, you always see this group over here, then this group over here. Like, you see everybody kind of sprinkled in. And only people that do their own thing, and I'll tell y'all this, is Tyron Smith and Zach Barr. They do their own thing. You know what I'm saying? They show up to practice, they do their work.
Look, they fine though. Nobody tripping.
Yeah, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, for the most part, man, I like the young camaraderie of this team, and I'm excited for this season in Cowboys Nation. Y'all should, man. But before we go, man, Roman, kick things over to you, bro. Let everybody know where they can find you, my guy.
Hey, man, you can find me Cowboys Fan Talk on YouTube, Cowboys_Fan Talk on Twitter. One day I'm going to go back to my IG, get that over there. But look, I appreciate y'all, man. I really, really had a good time.
Yeah.
Because when I talk to them, I don't feel like I'm doing a show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why sometimes I be sitting crazy because I feel like we just politicking.
Right.
And that's a testament to my brothers. I appreciate y'all, man.
Right. This is what we pretty much do, y'all, daily. You know what I'm saying? We just finally went live with it. We didn't have so many conversations.
We shared it with y'all.
Yeah, we shared it with y'all, man. My guy DMV, man. Let them know where they can find you, bro.
Yeah, bro. Hey, y'all can find me on Twitter at DMV Fanatic 1 right there. You can find me on YouTube at DMV Fanatic, and you guys are in for a treat. So everybody's watching tonight, you guys are preview because I'm gonna drop this Brandon Cooks video probably tomorrow on how he's going, add to our offense. So yeah, be sure 9 o'clock in the morning, a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm gonna drop this Brandon Cooks video.
Feed the streets. You just dropped that Damone Clark video. Yeah. I'm telling you, y'all. I said it earlier in the video. They feed in the streets, and I'll be watching.
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's fun, and we enjoy it. And I'm glad that people are reciprocating it from all ends, man. And they like that type of content, man. So I definitely appreciate it. For those of y'all seeing me the first time, J Tuck, man, y'all can follow me on all social media platforms at JTuck151. Though I'm locked out, but I'm gonna get back in eventually. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, CFO Sports. Comment, like, subscribe. We do live shows, we do film breakdown, we just have fun, we do a lot of different things. But also, man, my guy Rome, show your shirt. DMV, show your shirt. And also, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, y'all got to go to the store and we merched up, man. So the guy Rome, he dropping CFT merch. Support that, man. DMV's dropping merch. Support that. If y'all CFO gang, I dropped a new Fire Micah shirt. I got some more in the clip, man. So definitely go to CFOsportstalk.com to get your merch. Use the code CFO gang to get 10% off, man. I appreciate all the support, man. Everyone for rocking with us. We gonna do this again because I know y'all already asking in the chat and I see it. We gonna do this again because we do it pretty much every day, right? But we appreciate y'all support, Cowboys Nation. We are in a good situation. I see that other team in the chat. Here's what I'll say. We ain't got to worry about them, bro. Like they're wrapped. They're yesterday's news, bro. We got some other teams to focus on, which we'll definitely do this season. My eyes are in New York City. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I want everyone to stay safe. Have a great holiday. Be safe. Have a great holiday. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Stay encouraged. And go Cowboys. Peace.